Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is fighting for political survival as opposition leaders frantically negotiate a minority government that could unseat him after more than a decade at the top. Joining us to discuss is Nevada Attorney General candidate Sigal Chattah, also former New York State Assemblyman Dov Hikind, who's the founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Both of you, thanks for coming on today. We appreciate the time. Dov, I'll start with you here. How likely is it that Netanyahu will be replaced?
Well, it looks that way, but as they say, it's not over until it's over. Look, even if it happens, the government that is being discussed, that they're trying to put together, it doesn't make sense. I don't know how it survives. It is made up of people from one extreme to the other extreme. Approximately 20 members of the Knesset from 3 different parties who would be part of this coalition should technically be part of Likud and part of Netanyahu, but because of a lot of very negative feelings against Prime Minister Netanyahu, they are prepared to do this coalition made up of the extreme left, the center, the right, the extreme right. So, it looks like Netanyahu may be in trouble, but I would wait until it actually happens. And even then, how long does a government like this last? I can't imagine it lasting very long. I can't imagine it being stable. So look, we'll see what happens. A lot of people, Netanyahu has been an amazing leader, but there are a lot of people who are upset. They want to move on to someone else. We shall see. But one thing I just want to say about the Prime Minister, there's no greater spokesman for the state of Israel than the Prime Minister. No one even comes into second place. He is the greatest spokesperson for the state of Israel and what Israel is all about. He's a remarkable individual.
And of course, this all comes after that 11-day conflict and unrest between Israel and Hamas as well, and Palestinians. I want to play a soundbite, though, of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham traveling to Israel, meeting with Netanyahu. Here's what Senator Graham had to say.
And no one has done more for Israel than you, Senator Lindsey Graham. He is a stalwart champion of our alliance, and we have no better friend. So I want to thank you for everything you've been doing over the years on our defenses, our security, on Iran. You've been a tremendous friend, tremendous ally.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So Netanyahu there complimenting the U.S. Senator. Sigal, what does this say about the current state of the Republican Party, the senator himself, and also the U.S.-Israeli relationship?
Well, I think what we've seen over the years is that, especially during Trump's presidency, is really the Republican Party has been the largest champion for Israel. And it's something that's very heartwarming to see that the Republican Party in the United States has really taken the step to maintain this incredible friendship with Israel. And I think they do so regardless of who is in leadership, whether it's Bibi Netanyahu, whether we're going to see Naftali Bennett come up. I think that the Republican Party really understands how unbreakable this relationship with Israel it truly is.
Yeah, of course, Israel being our greatest ally in the Middle East, a place of democracy as well. And yet, in the meantime, what we've seen here on U.S. soil, Dov, has been recent examples of anti-Semitic attacks that, quite frankly, is rising sharply in the United States just over the past month, in fact. And of course, this correlates the same time that we've seen the Middle Eastern conflict here. Dov, what are your thoughts on what we're seeing on U.S. soil in reaction to what's happening abroad?
Things are out of control in the United States. I just want to point out they are much worse than what we actually see and what we are witnessing. Most incidents never get reported. And unfortunately, sadly, the Democratic Party, between those who are anti-Semitic, have anti-Semitic tendencies, the Omars, Tlaib, AOC, Bernie Sanders, they are running the Democratic Party. And others in the Democratic Party who are decent people, good people, but they are being silent. They are guilty of being silent. They're afraid of the radical left. They're afraid of the progressives. What a sad commentary. You know, one of the interesting things about the Republican leadership and Republican senators is that they often represent states with very few Jews. You know, the senators from New York, like Gillibrand and Schumer, they're missing in action. We don't know where they are. We're looking for them. They're under some rock. But they have surely not been there for the people of Israel and for the Jewish people when the Jewish people are under attack in America as never before.
Yeah, again, we've seen these instances in these major cities like New York City. We've also seen it in Los Angeles and other cities across the country. You're waiting for these political leaders to really come out speaking out against it. Sigal Chattah joining us on the program. Thank you. Dov Hikind as well. We appreciate the analysis. Thanks to you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.